Darren here, another short burst of AI goodness. So I am going to show you how to write a policy using Anthropic's Claude. That's Claude.ai. And I've decided to show you how to draft a policy on, guess what, AI. There's a surprise. Now I'm using Claude because it's free and it has a document upload function and it's just generally really good. The problem with the free version is that you only get 10 prompts every 8 years. Every 8 hours. It's kind of limited, but you know, if you can be very focused, you should be able to do what needs to be done in 10 prompts. The paid version is just much better. It's a more advanced model. It's the most advanced model. It allows you, I think, about 50 prompts every 8 hours, but the free version should be fine. Okay, so we're going to put this initial prompt into Claude, and the initial prompt is, you, AI, are an AI policy drafts person. Your audience is school users. You're going to provide a section-by-section outline of a robust AI policy, and it has to cover things like data protection, GDPR, Quality Act, safeguarding child protection, so on and so forth. You need to consider ethical considerations. Your style should be structured, informative, and user-friendly. You'll see this in my prompt. They're quite structured. Quite straightforward, but quite structured. Now, what I've done, and I'm using the free version here. That's the paid version, Opus, so good. But the free version, Sonnet, is pretty good as well. So I'm going to set that off. Now, what I've done is I've asked it to give me the overview, the breakdown, not the whole policy yet. Okay, I've not asked it to write the whole policy. Just doesn't do it very well. The reason I've asked it to write the section by section breakdown is we're going to go section by section. And we're going to draft the policy section by section. It's always good to start wide and go narrow. Okay, so it's done that quite well. So it said, look, we've got the introduction, legal compliance, ethical considerations, responsible AI use, AI governance, data management, incident reporting, policy review. Pretty good. That's pretty robust as a summary. But we need to now go through one section at a time, and we need to draft it. Okay, so I'm just going to put the next prompt in. Okay, transform outline into policy. That's your objective. Adhere to legal frameworks, make it practical, actionable, formal language, user-friendly. And here is the section of the draft policy. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy the first section. I'm going to add it in there. And I'm going to press go. So I'm just going to say, right, you've drafted the outline. Now let's go section by section, draft the policy for me. There we go, it's going to do that. I find Claude really good at things like policies. It's just super formal. It just feels to me like it's just a little bit more crisp than ChatGPT, which can be a bit verbose. That's great for brainstorming and ideation and what have you. But when it comes to kind of locking down formal policies, Claude's your man or your lady or your AI, whatever you want to call it. So we're going to go through step by step. And we're going to create the policy. Let's just do the second one. So I'm going to do the second one. I'm just going to say now, do the same for section 2. You don't have to write the first prompt in time and again. It knows what to do. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to do the same thing for section 2. So that's what it will do. There we are, school compliance, and so on and so on and so on. So that's what it's going to do. So I won't do the whole thing because it's obvious and it would be boring for you just to watch me doing this whole thing. But what I want to do now is I want to drop in 2 other documents because I wanted to read those documents and I wanted to use the learning from those to inform the policy. And so the 2 documents are UNESCO's Guidance for Generative AI in Education, and they're the EU's document on AI in education. So they're both specifically linked to AI in education. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop those in one by one. So let's start with the UNESCO, and literally all I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it. Here it is. Hello. I'm going to drop it in there. Bump. Okay, and it's going to upload it. Try again. Oh no, it's done it there. Look, there it is. There it is. And I'm going to then put the next prompt in. Very simple prompt. Read the attached carefully, the UNESCO guidance, and suggest what additional information could be included in the AI policy based on the findings of the report. So it's then going to read this UNESCO document and it's going to suggest what else we can include just to make sure that our AI policy is speaking to best practice guidance other policy documentation, whatever it is you want to include, you can actually upload and ask it to read. See how fast it did it? It's amazing. It's read that whole long UNESCO report in about 30 seconds, 20 or 30 seconds, and it's given me those there. So it's talking about data sovereignty, measures to protect open data, regulations for ethical data collection, and so on and so on. It's done a good job there. 5 things which we would want to have in our policy. So I'm going to repeat that prompt, and I'm now going to just drop in the EU's guidance here. Just drop that one in. Always good if you put it in the right place. It's uploading there. Look, there we are. There it is. Final prompt from the Commission. Do the same thing there. And there we go. So it is again suggesting some concrete examples, processes for continuous evaluation, stakeholder involvement, competence frameworks, so on and so on and so on. So now I'm just going to say, look, I want you to use all of that above, all that information above. So the original generation plus UNESCO plus the EU, and to create one master policy ensuring there's no repetition. Do not under any circumstances summarise, abridge or omit any clauses. Okay, so then we run that prompt. I'm not going to do it now because actually I've not done the whole policy. You would have done all of the policy step by step, and then you run that prompt. And what it will do is it will combine everything together. Go back, you may need to check, you may need to say, you missed such and such. Can you make sure you don't miss anything out? Sometimes you've got to kind of bully it a bit into doing the whole thing. But you can see here just how quickly you can generate a really robust policy and feed other documents in just to create something not only is very detailed, but is also very relevant.